Hey everybody, welcome to my channel or welcome back to my channel. Let's talk about Anxious People by Fredrik Backman. By the way, Fredrik Backman has managed to do what he does best. He has made me bawl by the time I was ending the novel. Anxious People is a story about one too many things. But at the core of it all, it's about how our issues and how our emotions and how us human beings are so common that we don't even know. The thing that I like about reading Fredrik Backman's books, even though I have only read 3, but I have found this thing pretty much common in all of his books. And the one thing that is common in all of his books is the fact that he knows about humans. It feels as if he has got this cheat book about how humans work and how humans' emotions work and how we all act in different situations. His books are really relatable, and you can, whenever you start reading his books, like, you are so immersed in them because it feels as if you have been through what this character is going through. And I think that it is a feat in itself when a writer writes in a way that instantly makes the readers connect with the characters. And also, like, a big round of applause to the people who translate his works in English. The translations are always immaculate. They are always so easy and so smooth sailing. Sometimes what happens is when works are getting translated, they lose the smoothness, they lose the flow of the original text. But obviously I don't know any Swedish, so I don't know what it feels like to read in it. But whenever I'm reading his work in English, it doesn't feel as if it has been translated. It always feels as if Fredrik Backman has written his books in English itself. So Anxious People is a story about so many different people. People who are anxious, who are going through a lot in their lives, and they are, due to some certain circumstances, is stuck in this one house, one apartment, and they are dealing with their issues. They are dealing with life together, basically, in that one apartment. So basically the timeline of this story spans over one day. Like, from the start to pretty much till the end, you are reading things that are happening on this one particular day. But throughout it all, the story goes back and forth. Like, you are reading about the past of one character, and then you are coming back to read what is happening on this particular day that the novel is based on. Which is kind of interesting because I am pretty picky when it comes to novels that go back and forth and that go from one perspective to another, one point of view to another. I'm very picky about that because oftentimes writers really lack in writing their novels in a smooth kind of way, in a way that it doesn't feel jumpy. You know what I mean? But when I was reading Anxious People, it didn't feel jumpy at all. It felt natural. Like, whenever a new character was introduced, or whenever we were reading about a certain character and then we would go back and read the history about that character, you were equally invested in that particular character's story and that particular character's struggles through life. But I also wanted to mention this one thing. Reading Anxious People was a journey in itself. I read it over the course of 1 month. I started the book, and then I was really enjoying it, and then towards the mid of it, or I was quotes away in, and I felt as if things were being repetitive. I was I don't know, I had this weird feeling that I need to put this book down. I can't go any further, even though I was enjoying it. But at the same time, I thought that there was something lacking in the book, in the story, or in the way the story has been written. And then I came back to it 1 month later, and I finished it. Even though it took me a couple of days to finish it, but still, I thoroughly enjoyed it. In all of that rambling, I forgot to mention what Anxious People is about. So let me just give you a quick recap of what the novel is about. So it's basically, as I told you in the beginning, it's about many people, it's about different people, but the core of the story is a person who is a bank robber. The novel is basically about people being anxious and people fretting over their lives, over the struggles of their lives, and then they sort of come together, and when they sit down and talk to one another, they realize that they have this thing in common that is called a struggle, that is called anxiety, that is called issues in life. And we have all got issues in life, and we never know when these issues can make us connect with each other, because we are not the only one who is going through a particular issue in life. You know, there are so many other people who are going through the same thing that we are going through. So it's just a really nice reminder. And then towards the end of the novel, you will come and see how humans work when they become united, and how we have the power to change somebody's life, how we have the power to help somebody in need. Such a beautiful reminder and such a beautiful explanation of how, as humans, we have the power to do so much. We have the power to change the system and change the narratives. The only thing that confuses me, by the way, is the fact that, like, it's blurry, but there is a cat in this one window, and I don't know what the point of putting a cat in, because there was no cat. Let me just read my favorite bit from the book. It is literally the last chapter, the last passage. The truth about all this, the truth is that this was a story about many different things, but most of all about idiots. Because we are doing the best we can. We really are. We are trying to be grown up and love each other and understand how the hell you're supposed to insert USB leads. We are trying for something to cling on to, something to fight for, something to look forward to. We are doing all we can to teach our children how to swim. We have all of this in common, yet most of us remain strangers. We never know what we do to each other, how your life is affected by mine. Perhaps we hurried past each other in a crowd today and neither of us noticed, and the fibers of your coat brushed against mine for a single moment, and then we were gone. I don't know who you are, but when you get home this evening, when this day is over and the night takes us, allow yourself a deep breath, because we made it through this day as well. There will be another one along tomorrow. How beautiful is that? With that note, we have come to the end of yet another video. I hope you liked it. If you have read the novel, please do let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you haven't, I would highly recommend. I would highly recommend any of Fredrik Backman's novels because they are always good. If you like the content, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I will also leave the handles to my social media on the screen, and I will see you guys really soon, inshallah. Till then, take care. God bless you. Assalamu alaikum. Bye.